Hey there, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you tuned in back and just want to remind you to subscribe, please, to this YouTube channel if you haven't. And if you can even share, that would be great. And yeah, and comment, like, that helps. Today, I just want to talk about something that many people may be going through. I know I'm going through it. I know I've talked to a few parents that are going through it, and even the young people, and that is the subject of change or transition. And a lot of times we become really anxious, we feel unstable, we feel overwhelmed. We feel all sorts of emotions when change comes or when we are going through transition. And I thought I should make this video to encourage people, but also to remind you of maybe a few steps you can make to make transition go smoother. It's never easy, but at least we should have tools and even have a different way of thinking so that we can be able to go through these changes in an emotionally stable way. So I think the first thing is that we have to know that change is inevitable. It really, like, it's one of those things that we know it will happen. And it can be a big change, it can be a small change, it can be just even getting a new job or even moving to a new neighborhood or getting married or getting divorced. Whatever change it is, it really kind of affects people differently. And like I've said before, that's why I encourage people to be emotionally stable in the first place, to be emotionally and spiritually healthy, so that when these changes come, they don't hit you off the course or so bad that you can't even function. And so I think the first thing I want to talk about is just being open to change. Again, just realizing change will come. Your children are in high school, they're in middle school. Just be preparing that there will be change. There's a time that they will leave home. And so you should be open to it. You should be open to even change you don't know. Any change. I mean, you may wake up and one day things really change drastically. I don't know. And it could, and just the mindset, or having that mindset, knowing that things may change, in itself is really a good tool or a good mindset to have. And not just to think that things will always be the way they are or they should be the way they are, like your children shouldn't move away from home, or they shouldn't leave this job, or even you yourself shouldn't leave this job. We should be constantly moving, because that's who God is. He's always taking us from one place to another. He's always shifting us to different places. We probably get into changes most of the times that we haven't actually planned for, and probably even others we have planned for. And even for those changes that we have planned for, quite honestly, we still get anxious for some reason. So it's good to be open that way. But the second thing too is to remember, even though we are open to change, and even though we know that there will be different possibilities, but it's so important to be anchored in the truth. Our mind should be anchored in the truth of whatever you're going through, and truth. And that's why we read the Word of God. That's why the Word of God is there, because it's the truth. It's the truth. And it is there, and it may not be like specific to what you're going through, but you can draw from it. Like, for instance, if you lost a job, you can draw from the Word of God and say that He will supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. That will be a good word or a good truth to bring, but to bring into your life if you're going through that change. If you're going through a change of somebody leaving you or something like that, you just remind that God is always with you. So you should have the truth in you. And that's why, again, we put truth of the word of God in us. One of the dangerous things that we are having nowadays is people have their own truth. You hear somebody saying, that's my truth. You have your truth. You know what? I know what most of the times what people mean is that they have different experience from others and they are calling it the truth, but that is not necessarily accurate, especially from a Christian point of view. We should have only one truth, and that's the truth of God. What does God say about a situation? It's not what you have your truth, the other person have their truth. We have different experiences. That is true, but the truth is the truth. And for people, for Christians, the truth is the word of God. And so we should have this truth built in us as an anchor, or we are standing on that anchor, so that when there is a change, we can still be standing. It may hit us for a minute. We might even go through processing and cry and do whatever we are going through, but then stand on so the truth is so important. So build your life around the truth. Put the truth all the time, even when you think you need it or not, and then be open to changes, because then you'll need to stand on that truth. And I think the last thing I wanted to talk about in relation to change is realizing that when you're going through changes, you shouldn't go through alone. First and foremost, God is with you, but also bring people in. Talk about it with somebody, and so they can help you to go through whatever changes you're going through, whether it's a big change or it's a small change. And then you find that you're stable. Well, you have shifted your mind about what you're going through. You're open, like you're not fighting it. When we fight these changes, it gets worse. So anyway, I hope that video has helped you to go through what you're going through and go through it emotionally stable. Okay, all the best, and please again subscribe and share this video.